Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beal, and I'm coming to you with the final review of the reunion Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 18. And the episode picks up where it left off from last week, where Kimmy is explaining herself when it comes to everybody's scenes get cut off. And she says, like, the producers there are coming there and they say, I need you to talk about this, talk about that. And then they do talk about it. They give these long scenes, and all of a sudden it gets cut. She was pretty much telling Destiny that, you got to be more transparent. And even if your scenes get cut, you still have to produce more. Pretty much. And so Carlos asked Destiny, so we know you got your new boyfriend or whatever. Is he going to be filming on the show? She says, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll try, I guess. And then Carlos asks, has anyone seen him? The teacher said, I seen him through the phone. Has anybody seen him in person? Well, Courtney, Stormy's husband, Tiffany, Lou, I mean, can some of the main cast people see him? Melody, Martell, Tisha, Kimmy. I mean, anyway. So she says that she is, I guess, pretty much she's going to try to show more if he starts to film with, because he actually was going to film with them. She says, yes, he's trying, and she's going to show as much as she can. I'm like, girl, we just had this whole conversation about showing more of your life, not as much as you can. Anyway, so then it gets on Melody and Destiny. All right, the demise of their friendship. What happened? Where did your friendship come to an end? So Melody says that it started when she did the whole interview talking about when she was going through her divorce, and Melody came over her house for about 5 minutes and then she left. Pretty much, I guess, trying to downplay how Melody was there for her. And Melody says that, she knows she supported her through that. And Melody says that's why she got to set her boundaries, and she not going to debate it, and she just not going to even be bothered with it. She ain't going to be even worried about it like that. And Destiny says, okay, well, that sounds good, but she said that she didn't recall it that way. Destiny says she recalled it from the reunion last season, when the whole thing at the hotel, and Destiny talking about Melody must have been hearing through the walls about this whole, and then about the whole frenemy thing, right? So Destiny then asks, okay, so what really did you hear, Melody? But Melody said that she ain't gotta tell you what she what she heard. You gonna keep trying to figure out what I heard, pretty much. And Carlos asked Letitia, so were y'all talking about Melody in the room? And Letitia said, no, we weren't talking about her. She said they was talking about what happened at the reunion. And she said that she actually felt bad for Melody, and she saw that Melody was hurt, and she wanted Destiny to reach out to Melody. Melody like, yeah, I don't need nobody to reach out to me. She said, I did. I told her that she need to reach out to you because I saw that you was hurt. And Melody was like, I don't need all that. They was going back and forth. And then Letitia said, you know what? Melody has a dark soul. Everybody was like, what? She said, yeah, she does. She pretty on the outside, but she a devil in sheep. I ain't devil in sheep clothing. Child, that's real evil, huh? It's a wolf. Anyway, so that's when Melody is just like, cause you talking about frenemies and all that stuff, and Melody is like, okay, if that's the case, you should be happy. You should be happy since I have such a dark soul. You should, since I'm full of darkness, you should be grateful I'm not in your life. Child, they going back and forth about who life. So apparently, Tisha said she happy that Melody ain't in her life, and Melody said you should be happy that I'm not in your life. So I guess we're gonna be happy. So then Carlos direct the question to Destiny. Hey, Destiny. So do you think that Melody has a dark soul? Destiny said, well, she feels that she could be dark at times. All right, so what does that mean? So about the whole $6,000 comment, she paid a $6,000 light bill. So they went back. Melody said she didn't say that. So they did the flashback down there at the Carlos King nightcap. And pretty much Melody said that there was not a light bill, but there was a bill on the counter, and she gave us some money. Carlos said, how much money did you give her? She said about $5,000-$6,000. Well, she didn't say light bill. She said it was a bill. Anyway, so Destiny said that she wanted Melody to clarify that. Melody pretty much like, she ain't got to clarify because it is what it is. You know, if she do something for her friends, then she pretty much feel like then she's been a good friend and that's what it should be. And Destiny said that you made her kind of feel like she is broke and she ain't got no money to pretty much support herself. So I had to drink some water. So Destiny said, I know you used to bring up the fact that she was being really chummy with Martel. And Melody sitting up there saying like, well, we friends and we going through divorces at the same time. And I'm sitting over here telling you how Martel doing me. You telling me about how your ex-husband doing you. And y'all like, girl, yeah, they like one the same. They doing the same thing. And then she said she don't think that it's cool that the way Martel is blasting her all on the internet, that you still should be talking to him. Destiny said that she didn't think that. She said that, well, you should have told me if that was a problem. She said, I shouldn't have to tell you that because you should automatically know that. So Melody brings up the fact, yeah, you sitting over here being chummy with Martel. Even just this past week, you was talking to him and calling him at 1 and 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, girl, how you know that? And then everybody is like, how do you know that? And then she goes to the point to where she was saying, yeah, because that's when Destiny chimes in and said, oh, yeah, when you had hacked Martel's phone. Melody said, child, I ain't got to hack nobody's phone. I got to hack no Martel phone. Martel is the one that hacked my phone. He is the one that's trying to keep tabs on me. That's why I changed my phone a couple weeks ago, and only 5 people got my phone number. And so Martel said, anybody tried to hack your phone, you are a good liar and all of that stuff. So people trying to figure out what in the world, what is this hacking? So pretty much Martel's phone will ring. If it don't answer, it'll go to Mel's phone. If Mel don't answer, then it'll go to Mel's voicemail. Martel said that's how we all figured out that it was Mel, and Mel was the one that was trying to hack the phone. And so Carlos then was like, okay, so Melody, everybody in Martel's phone list, they was coming to you. And she was just like, yeah. She said, and I ain't got to be the one to do all that. So I'm just like, okay, so who hacked whose phone? Who do y'all believe hacked the phone? Do y'all think, I know y'all gonna go up for Mel, but do you think that Martel is even capable of having somebody hack somebody's phone? I don't know. Do you think Melody hacked the phone, or do you think Martel hacked the phone? Let me know down there in the comments. So anyway, they going back and forth about the whole phone thing, and Martel is like, you lie really good, and that's the thing. And he said it's just pathetic. And Melody said, no, you pathetic with them ugly shoes on. I said, okay. You just gonna be bringing up that man's shoes like that? Hey. So they get back to the point. Destiny says, well, I've been knowing Martel before I knew you. I've been knowing him since I was 15 years old. And she said she don't think that looks right for her, because she was just trying to clear it up. Destiny is trying to let everybody know, I don't want Martel. I don't like him like that. We just been friends. I've been knowing him since I was 15 years old. And if you had a problem with me, if you feel like I shouldn't be friends with Martel anymore, then that should apply to you too. And Martel is just like, okay, say it. What you mean, Destiny? Say it. But from my understanding, Melody is still friends, and she talks with Destiny's ex-husband. So I don't know. I can look at it both ways. If we best friends, or not best friends, but if we friends and I'm sharing to you my deepest, darkest secrets about my ex-husband, then you shouldn't be talking to him. Because Melody says that when Destiny talks to her about Martel, she's saying that she talking about how he dogging Melody out on the phone. Destiny said she don't tell him stuff like that about him dogging you out and all of that. But this is the part that kind of confused me with this reunion. Wasn't there a scene where Destiny was supposed to have brought up Melody's real truths or her secrets? I wonder why did they get cut out? I don't know. Maybe somebody will tell me. I don't know. But anyway, so then after she talked about the whole 15 years and she being a single woman, and that don't even look right. Don't even put that, pretty much don't put that on her like that. It goes to Stormy. Carlos asked Stormy, so what do you think about, this situation between Destiny and Melody? Stormy don't know. Stormy, one thing Stormy gonna say is she do not know. Child, she don't know. She said, and she's looking at the situation like her and Melody are, developing a friendship. So she really just can't outright say if Melody got a dark soul or if Melody a bad friend or whatever the situation is, because they never even got to the point to where they could even have a fallout. You know what I'm saying? They even, she ain't had the situation that Destiny and Melody has. She hasn't had the situation to what Letitia and Melody has, or what everybody on the cast and Melody has. She says she just knows her friends as if they get into it, they find a way to come back together. So that's pretty much how her friendships are. And so as she's talking about the friendship, Martell is telling her to run. She said retreat, because Melody, pretty much you'll soon be in that situation. And Melody said, you sure do, feel some type of way, Martell. She feels sorry for him because you sitting over here always trying to say that I don't know how to have friends. It's like you're saying that I don't know how to forgive people because you want to prove a point to everybody that you can have friends, but I can't. And Melody says, why in the world do you even become friends with people that talk about you? They said that you don't have your builder's license. They brought up stuff about our marriage and all of that stuff, but you still are friends with them. That don't even make sense to her. But Martell says that he forgives people. He says he know people can change. He said, Melody, you've been knowing me this whole time, and you know that I've always forgiven people, and that's how I kept my friendships. That's how I'm able to keep my business relationships with people, because I know how to forgive people. And Martell also says, and the only reason why you would forgive somebody is if you need them to do something for you. And Melody said, I don't need nothing from nobody. I don't need nothing from nobody. I don't want nothing from nobody. And I ain't got nothing from you. And she said, the only person, she said, and I don't want nothing from you because since I left you, God has been the source of my resources. And he has always been that way since I left your dusty butt. There you have it. I said, okay, Melody, tell them how you really feel. So then they get into the issue of co-parenting. How is that? How is the co-parenting between them? And Carlos says, what does that look like? Martell says, the idea of co-parenting looks different. He says he doesn't want a man watching his children. And so Carlos says, because he brings up the fact that Melody's brother is the one that watches his children. He said he don't want no man, even if it ain't that brother watching children. Carlos said, is it because he's gay? He was like, no. That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just the fact that he don't want no man, and he's always been that way. Even Mel knows that he's been that way, that he don't want any men watching his children. I guess because he has little girls and maybe they got to take him to the bathroom, child. I don't know. But, that's what he don't like. And so Martell says ever since they have been divorced, it's been about 20 people watching the kids. And Melody says that, he filed for custody. No, Carlos says so. But is it fair for you to even file for full custody? And Martell is just like, well, I filed for joint custody, but it wasn't going right. So he said the only option he had was to file for full custody. And Melody said that it ain't, her brother watches the kids, but Martell interjects, like, you just met your brother. Well, not just met. You found out he was your brother when you was 15 years old. So Martell saying he don't really know him like that. But Melody said it hasn't been no 20 babysitters. She said the brother only watched him, one time for 1-2 days. And she didn't really think that there was anything wrong with that. But Martell is just like, well, I was there. You could have asked me, but you didn't. Anyway, so, then he brings up the whole Destin trip. It was good for the audience, for everybody to see how everything was going with the whole Destin trip, And people, they said that people missed Mel and Martell being together. So they did the whole flashback of the Destin trip. And this one, everything had really got very, very emotional. And I was just like, okay, so this is the infamous cry that Carlos King was doing. And I don't know if they split the scene this way. I'm not for sure, because I was reading comments. They were saying that Carlos was crying because of his mom, but they didn't mention the mom in this instance. They were just saying that he was crying. So he just was crying about this whole situation. So pretty much Carlos is asking, because they showed the whole trip and then it got quiet. And so Carlos looked at Martell and said, how do you feel about that? Give me your emotions about it. And Martell says he missed that. He misses that. And Carlos, he began to cry. He said, Martell, he can see the trouble inside. He says, you do not want to show that you really miss your family. He says that it's okay for you to say you miss your family. It's okay to say that you messed up some things in your marriage. It's okay to do all of that. He just was crying because he says that you feel like you have to hold up this wall and not let your guard down. Because there was a moment when Carlos was... Okay, so after that. But it got quiet, right? And so Martell talks about his regrets. And while they talking about this, why is Marcel giving everybody tissue? He just giving everybody tissue. Tisha trying to give Martell tissue. Martell talking about, I don't want that tissue. Anyway, so Martell begins to say that he regrets what happened to his family. He regrets what happened in their marriage. He misses coming home, and his children are just loving on him and being around him. He just misses that. He misses the family dynamic. And that's what Carlos was really trying to bring out of him. He was trying to bring up the fact that he missed his marriage with Melody. He missed it. And it's okay to say it. And it's like, you don't have to be tough all the time. You can let us know what's really going on, because there have been many moments where Martell would just get quiet. And he would tear up, but he would walk away. Or remember the time when he was talking to Melody, he got emotional, and Melody tried to console him. And I think also too, when Carlos started to cry, it kind of pulled out an emotion, like, okay, it's okay to talk about it, pretty much. So then they asked Melody, because Melody was over there getting emotional too. Because, at the end of the day, Melody miss her family. No matter how tough it is, she miss her family. Because she said she gets emotional because she never thought that she would be in a situation, been married to a man 13, 14, 15 years, and they ain't together no more. And then it's like, I don't even like this dude that I had kids with. So she said, man, that's just crazy. She never just thought that she would be there. And Carlos is just like, so looking back, Melody, do you think that there would be anything that you can change? Because Carlos said he always, be harping on the men, telling the men, y'all on this TV show, and the fame comes, and the man has to be secure in the wife, and in return, as the wife gets bigger, he has to hold down, she has to hold down the man. And this dog, my dog, get the dog out of here. Get the dog, get the dog out. You sitting up here giving the dog catch. Sorry, y'all, about the intermission. My son feeding the dog ranch dressing and chips. Can you tell the dog to go upstairs?
Go upstairs, Leo. Go upstairs.
I'm not editing this out. This is too much. Anyway, y'all forgive me. This is my life. All right. So, back to what I was saying. Whew, all right. So, but Melody, when Carlos said you still gotta hold the man down, Melody was like, look, Carlos, I still did what I was supposed to do. It ain't just like I done went and got famous and all of this stuff and I just forgot about my man. She said, you know what I'm saying? She said, I still cook. I still clean. She said, I stayed pregnant. She said, I did everything I was supposed to do. And then Carla said, well, do you think there was anything that you could have did differently? She said, well, I guess I could have listened a little bit more. But she said, I did listen. But she feels like it don't matter if she feels like it doesn't matter. Excuse me. She said, it doesn't matter. She feels like it doesn't matter what she did. He still will find a reason to cheat. Because from my understanding, he was with that girl, 5-6 years? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you can do everything in a relationship. You can cook, you can clean, you can get this man these babies. You can do all of this stuff in a relationship. But it's almost like they will still find a reason. They will still find a reason. And I understand Melody on that. You know what I'm saying? She said they were supposed to come up together. They were supposed to be doing this thing together because they work well together. But on the flip side, I'm still not about to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? You had a whole baby. I'm not doing it. And I understand it totally. I could do everything. I could walk around the house in some red heels on and cook you dinner and you still walk around the house, red heels on, butt naked, cooking dinner, washing dishes, and you still will find a reason to go out there and cheat on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you in the red heels. I want you in the blue ones or the black ones. I like the black heels. It could be anything, and you will find a reason to do whatever you do. So that was a very emotional moment. Mel crying, Martell trying to hold back his tears, and then Carlos cried for everybody. But, I guess I don't know. They need counseling. They really do. So now the Whitlows is here. Y'all favorite couple. The Whit and the Lows. All right. So here they are. How y'all doing, Whitlows? Then nobody booed them. So then they started to talk about the whole thing with Dr. Francis and the counseling. So Tiffany is just like, you know what? Dr. Francis seemed like he was coming at us from the jump. She said that she told Dr. Francis that she had a business call. She told her husband that she had a business call. And she had the call. She had to step out. It is what it was. You know what I'm saying? And so she just felt like that, okay, they got diagnosed with having a fake relationship. Marcel chimes in and says, a professional diagnosis. Louis said it wasn't professional. You the one that diagnosed it with them having a fake relationship or whatever. And they start talking about the whole pent up frustration situation. And Louis said, well, yeah, there are moments in their relationships where they got busy. They couldn't meet together sexually. So he had pent up frustration. But he said it wasn't for months. It was like a week. I was like, dang, the way he was beating that old radio box, it seemed like it was a couple months. I thought he said months. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, child, times has changed. But he said, do I look like I guess sexually frustrated? And then that's when Tiffany broke the news. Yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm 4 months pregnant with a little boy. His name is Ace. The A stands for unity because He's going to bring both of them together. And everybody, congratulations. The baby is here. Because she said she didn't want one. So now she got him. And so they happy about that. And yeah. I think, is there anything else that happened with them? They got a baby. They not having a fake relationship. And Louis said that he proven that they are consistent in their marriage. I guess, but between season 1 and the first season y'all was on there, it seemed like y'all had more problems the second time around. That's what it seemed like to me, that the problems came the second time around. So after that, then they go into Kimmy and Kimmy's diagnosis. Kimmy says that she looks like she's not okay, but she is. She says she looks like she's not okay, but she is. But everybody was like, Kimmy, you do look like you okay. Because that dress you got on, it says from the outside that ain't nothing going on. You got it all put together. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yeah. But she says, she gets emotional. She says it's one out of 8 women that gets breast cancer. And she's sitting up there saying, why God? Why me? Why am I the 8th? You know what I'm saying? Why am I? And then she says that, she wasn't ready for this. She was debating whether or not, if she wanted to put it out there, if she wanted to tell the world that she has cancer. And she was saying about she has 20 weeks of chemo. She has 7 weeks left. She has to do surgery, and she has 30 treatments of radiation. I said, that baby body is going through it. I said, Kimmy's body is being beat up, literally, because chemo ain't no joke. Radiation burns like crap. Like, it burns. But she was saying, she had to do it. She had to tell the people, like, go get your mammograms. Go, because it's real hard on African American women. Go get your mammogram. And this is understandable why Carlos, got emotional, because he said he doesn't really share a lot of his life. But his mom died from cancer. And she went through it without going to the doctor. Like, she didn't even really tell nobody that she had it. So she pretty much kind of went through it by herself. Didn't go to the doctor, nothing. And he said that her mom, he said he wasn't even going to discuss it. He said, but his mom came to him in a dream and was like, you should tell it. You should tell my situation. And that, man, for you to have to go through that and just go, man. And then they were saying something else about getting the ultrasound. And a lot of times when you get your mammogram, they don't give you an ultrasound. You have to request it. But you know what? I remember when I had my cancer scare or whatever. And because he said, I remember when I had my cancer scare and I did a mammogram, and they also did an ultrasound on me as well, because my breast had a lot of tissue. They say I have lumpy tissue. I don't know. But they did the ultrasound just to make sure that there was nothing there. And I just thought that was a gem. Thank you, Carlos, because I noticed, because, you're supposed to get your mammograms when you're 40 years old, right? And when I got my first mammogram, I was earlier in my 30s. So it wasn't even time for me to get it yet until I checked myself and I got a scare. So when I started, now I'm 40, I went and got my mammogram, and they didn't do an ultrasound. So now I know. Thank you, Carlos, for that. Now moving forward, when I go get my mammogram, I'm going to ask for an ultrasound as well. Because you're right, they don't do it. They did it when I thought I had something going on. They did it then. But now since it's like my regular checkup, they don't do it. So yeah, I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you, Kimmy, for sharing your story. And my hat goes off to you. And Maurice has shared a beautiful picture of Kimmy. She's completely bald now. Y'all can see it on my community tab. The picture that's out there, because she is completely bald, but she looks beautiful still. And she is going through this with grace. I know I'm on the outside looking in. And I know that chemo and that radiation is horrible on your body. But I'm still praying for you, Kimmy. I'm still, you know what I'm saying, just praying for you. And I pray that you come through this. Because Kimmy said no matter the outcome, she wants to reach somebody. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. Y'all, this is Sheila Be Loud. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about this episode. Yeah. Carlos said, millimeters, stop coming for him. All right. Y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.